And 5, 4, 3. What up, y'all? Welcome. Here's the thing. I'm Kev Upset. She's
a chick angel.
another podcast episode.
Another.
Bangers, 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 all 2022. Bangers, 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 bangers. Just for you. Angel has booked yet another program, so we're virtual. And y'all clapping up for her. She is filling up that IMDb credit by credit, check by check, royalty by royalty, sag by sag. Before we get started, any announcements you have, Angel?
No, I have a pimple. That's it. That's my announcement. Yes.
Masterclass. Although that Wahite gentleman thought I was getting rich off of it, the discount still applies to you till September 1st. So use the promo code LOVE, I believe, or click the link in my bios and activate that. All right.
Someone came after you?
Huh?
Someone came after you?
Somebody on Twitter was me, but he was sorely mistaken. All right. So if you've been under a rock, you might have missed that the Sesame Place. Okay, the Sesame Place, I guess theme park in Philadelphia has been under fire for how they treat the black children. I made a video about it, so I'll show you this, and then I will hear Angel and Josh's thoughts. So I need to mute my screen, what do I need to do? Mute mine?
Yeah, mute yourself.
Mute this. You've probably already seen the Sesame Place incident where Rosita did not hug the little black kids, okay? Do not scroll away from this video. Watch the whole 1:30. I'm making a point, okay? Now, here's the video. Rosita says hello to some kid. Sees the white lady, high fives, and says no to somebody. Looks right at the kids, says no, okay? On the Instagram, Sesame Place is like, no, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? The performance can't really see people because they're up high. Okay, that's not what we saw in the video. Not at all. But let's say for the sake of argument, that's what happened. Okay, so explain the rest of these videos. Little black boy, nah, I ain't gonna hug little black boy. He's heartbroken. Yeah, he's heartbroken to me. Rosita looking directly at this kid, dance, hug the other girl, walk past this kid. Now, let's slow it down. Does it look like she pulls her arm away right here? Walk away. Is that a pull away? It looked like a pull away to me. Look like a pull away. All right. Here comes another one. Little girl just walk by her. Handler don't help. Now, this is just wow. I don't know who this character is, but what is this? What are you doing to the baby? Why are you knocking the baby down? What? Now we said hug, not shove. Hug, not shove. Now, this is the worst. Look at this. This Bert gonna slap the person. Bert done slap the baby. Bert slapped the baby. Sesame Place finally apologized. They said, my bad, we ain't do that. What's going on? And Sesame Street was like, we don't even work with them like that. So that's as much information as I can give you in 90 seconds to make it an Instagram reel. But this warrants a much larger discussion. But you've heard my quick thoughts. Angel, as a mother of 4 boys who likely would take them to Sesame Place. By the way, somebody in the stage crew was saying that's in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, on the outskirts of Philly. For clarification, just want y'all to know, when y'all don't live in the town, if it's near Philly, it's Philly. It's Philly. Just the same thing. If you in Round Rock, Texas, you in Austin. If you in Arlington, it's Dallas. To people who don't live there, what it is, Philly, it's Philly. But apparently, this is a racist part of Pennsylvania. But go ahead, Angel.
Them creatures would have had to shake my baby's hands.
Creatures?
No, we're not. I'm not gonna sit here and watch you hug on these little blonde-headed babies, and you not make don't let my child be excited to see you. Okay, that's one level. Don't let them get all excited and be like, oh my. You at least gonna have to wave. That's your only job, you dumb idiot. Your only job is literally audience interaction. Now, okay, can I understand not being able to hug everyone? Yes, because that is a lot of kids It's a whole lot to do. But to interact, to wave, if Mickey Mouse can wave to everybody, and Mickey Mouse be waving, he don't be hugging everybody. I get it. He's really popular. He's swagged out, but he waves to anybody he hears. That little piece of phlegm, furry phlegm, saw and heard them kids. They were right there. You talking about being like, bring it, come back. Or we would have been walking in the parade with him until he acknowledged my kids. It's the whole purpose. That's the only reason why these animals exist in real life in the parks, is so that the kids can actually interact with them, because the only interaction they've had is through the television. Mm-hmm. So if you're not actually going to do that job and you want to be racist about it, like if they really wanted to be like, that's not how we do it, then I needed to see at least 20 videos of Rosita punching little white girls in the face. I need to see Bert uppercut a little white boy. I'm gonna need to see kids in wheelchairs pushed over. I'm gonna need to see that they are just a-holes all the way around. I need to see all of that. Then I'll be like, okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
White people, if y'all are some allies, y'all better start submitting some stuff into evidence, because Sesame Place, they tried to play in our face. That's what they tried to do. We seen the video. They gonna say, well, sometimes the performers are looking over there. Okay, the Rosita looked at the black baby and was like, no, get out of here. You're ugly. You're dumb. We hate your kind. I was like, God, y'all not even supposed to be talking like that. Okay. And she high-fived an adult Wahite woman right next. And when it came to the babies, she looked down at the babies and was like, you're only here because of affirmative action. All right. Now scram, Jaquan. We're like, hold on. Why you did the babies like so? So it was like they posted the apology screenshot like we didn't see the video. And then from out of the woodworks, they have been doing this to children for a minute.
Especially that Rosita.
Rosita, you're going to have to see me in the Sesame Streets. You going to have to see me in the Sesame Streets, okay? Because you don't like the black kids. Whoever's in that costume, she stormed the Capitol. That's why she has the costume on. I bet you she wasn't at work, or he wasn't at work. On January 6th, he had on an Antifa shirt, American flag, Blue Lives Matter thing across it. They said, America. They love Eagles. They drink White Claw. They were at a NASCAR event. They took off to go to DCA number, probably 3-4 hour drive down from the Philadelphia area. Mm-hmm. You can't do this to the kid after you just hugged a kid right next to the kid.
Kevin, what's even worse is that those hands are like hard to make. It's basically wearing like a pitcher's glove, right? So like to actually articulate fingers, you got to work hard to be like this and still somehow get one finger to tell the child no. That is racism at work. That's right. To push through to get one finger into that Muppet hand. And to get it to articulate, and then that little purple dildo of a monster that pushed over that black baby, probably traumatized her.
Oh,
there would have been a fight.
Bert slapped a child. Okay, and Bert is original Sesame Street that you, I, and Joshua grew up on. Okay, Rosita and I think the purple dude name is Phil. Ain't no Phil and Rosita.
No,
that's why I make a video. I need Big Bert. I need the count.
Right,
I need
the count would never. The count
that was an open hand slap from Bert too. I don't care whose child it is. Run me 5.
Run me 5. Now it was funny because Sesame Street, which Sesame Workshop, they was like, all right, so just to be clear, we do not know them like that, okay? They licensed characters from us. Sesame Street, the television program, that is about, and this part is true. Sesame Street had black folks on when it was not prudent to have black folks on. That's really why it was so surprising, because Sesame Street, when Jim the Henson was working down to the Sesame Street, he had Gordon, and Susan. They had a little black baby from the first episode. They wouldn't even play Sesame Street in Mississippi because people were mad that black people was on the television. So Sesame Street was like, we do not know them. This is no different than buying the costume from Party City and having it at your birthday party like them Spider-Mans and stuff be twerking. That is them. That is a licensed
count. Would never be like one darky or two darky. The count would never.
Not in front of Issa when she was on the episode.
Absolutely not. The count don't do stuff like that. Even the Grouch, who would be the perfect MAGA type of guy, he don't even do that type of stuff. He hate everybody equally.
Equal, and he lived in trash. He hated equal. Stan Lathan, who was a black director, he directed all type of episodes down to the Sesame Streets. Okay, now when I was a kid, I seen the Big Bird movie. They kidnapped Big Bird. You seen that, Angel? They kidnapped Big Bird. They had him in a pickup truck.
Spoilers.
Baby voice. Spoilers.
We're gonna have to mark spoilers here, Kev.
I mean, Big Bird, they done pushed him to the side. That's what happens. That's a Gen Z Sesame Street character. Big Bird was probably like a boomer or
absolutely.
78 or something like that. Sesame started the late 70s.
So that would be a Gen X.
No, I'm talking about the person who was in there was probably a boomer.
Oh, definitely a boomer.
You know, Big Bird was technically like 3 years old. We were like, okay, that's just weird. He needs to be older than that. Like, he's too big to be a freak.
You think Big Bird was hard R?
Nah, Big Bird was cool, man. Big Bird was standing, hand to wing with the blacks.
Sesame Street is nothing but Silver Lake. It's like Sesame Street is a town of hipsters. Like, they're not here for the hate. They're here for the love. You know,
there's definitely a Sage Bistro on Sesame Street.
Exactly.
Got you.
See, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that the company that owns Sesame Place is the same company that owns SeaWorld. SeaWorld had a documentary called what? Blackfish.
Wow.
They didn't like Blackfish. Black coincident? I think not. SeaWorld didn't like the black whale. You understand me? And then Sesame Place didn't like the black child.
I was gonna say blackfish, catfish eaten by black people at the park.
They put the fish in captivity, huh?
Who else was in captivity? Black
incarceration.
People enslaved, taken from their families. Who owns the Sesame Place? I never even heard of Sesame Place. I didn't know what is Sesame Place?
Sesame Place is when you forgot to get tickets to Hershey Park, or you forgot to get tickets to King's Dominion, and you like, well, we got $25, and you end up at Sesame Place.
The craziest thing about Sesame Place, I've been on this earth 39 years, never heard of it. The first time I see it, it's Rosita the Racist with five infractions in a shift.
Rosita got hit with the RICO. There was 20 years worth of evidence against this case.
Absolutely.
Isn't Rosita like the most recent Sesame Street character?
I'm sure. And you know what? This is also probably a scheme. It was probably a white man in there trying to make the character name after the Latinx people. And they said, you know what? I'm gonna put it on here. Because they be saying Bert also is LGBTQIA. They were like, we gonna act a fool in these costumes. You don't see them doing it in whatever white costume they might have. Huh?
First of all, I didn't know Bert was LGBT. And also, I'm way off.
Bert and Ernie they say Bert and Ernie were the thing, right?
Yeah.
I thought you said Bird. Oh, Bert and Ernie, you know what I'm saying? That's when your uncle got that friend. They lived together, they come to the barbecue together. They just close. They was together before you could, J. Edgar Hoover, he never married. He was with Clyde. His partner name was Clyde. That was his secretary. This is true. J. Edgar Hoover, he had a business partner named Clyde. And they was just, they was racially profiling the blacks together, So that's what happened. And I'm also way off. My sense of time is messed up. Rosita been on Sesame Street since 1991. Okay. 23 seasons. Big Bird debuted on Sesame Street in 1969.
Jesus, he was definitely a boomer. He served in Vietnam. And then came and went to Sesame Street.
Imagine Big Bird flying next to a Black Hawk in Vietnam.
He served in Nam. Thirdly.
Somebody said, "Why do you know this, Angel?" I'm a nerd. I know. I heard J. Edgar Hoover was low key black and he hated himself. That's why he went out to the blacks. That goes with my conspiracy theory that Babe Ruth was black. I'd be nerding out. But anyway, back to Rosita.
Yeah.
She wasn't a main character for a minute. Okay, so when Angel and me and Josh was kids, it was Big Bird and people we named
Elmo.
Elmo. He was a background player at first. He wasn't. Elmo was not a thing when
Elmo started booming in my childhood, though.
Yeah, I'm about to say when I had kids. By the time I had kids, Elmo was the man.
Oh yeah, he was on fire.
Elmo was the man in the 90s still.
Well, it was Elmo started in 1985, right? But he wasn't popping like that in 1985.
Right.
I want to say he probably was. He was part of like the Beanie Babies, Furby, like mid 90s.
Mid 90s.
Yeah, and he kind of went out. I think when Kevin Clash had them issues, I'd say I don't know, maybe 8-10 years ago. I don't know. When my kids was watching Sesame Street, it was all Elmo all the time. So I feel like he was around 95, 96. Yeah, it took me Elmo probably 95, 96.
He was gold all in my watch.
Yeah, but also, and people keep saying Sesame Street and Sesame Place are not the same. It don't matter. Okay, at the end of the day, it ain't like a knockoff. It ain't like somebody stole the costumes. That's like, oh, there was races down in California Adventures. That's not Disney World. Well, it's
yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's semantics. Now that's Sesame Street. They licensed the character to Sesame Place. If they wouldn't know connection, they wouldn't have to make no apology. If it wasn't no connection, they would have been like, "Oh man, I don't know. I never heard of Sesame Place." You know, some of that revenue go to Sesame Street Workshop. Now, don't act like they ain't had nothing to do. And I know Sesame Workshop is like, bro, the one thing we did is be cool with the black people. That was like our main thing.
Right.
And this is like the crazy thing is like, you think you are the one person that happened. That girl, that lady posted that video of her daughter and her daughter's friend or her two daughters, not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that video, I don't know, 20 times. This morning, there was all those videos today that I posted. I saw all of those today. I didn't even know. It's like when you see that happen, you think, oh, snap, that's not just me. They did that to me. And I got that video. Let me post that. It was crazy.
It was, and it's a shame that it took someone having to put it out there to for other people to be able to voice their own, because you be sitting there thinking, okay, all right, that animal, he kissed my butt, or with that puppet, but you would just be thinking he's just being shady in this moment. And when you find out that they've been that way, it'd be making you feel like, now see, I should have did something when I was there. I should have went ahead and ruined everybody's day while I was there. Because Rosita's handler, because there was in one of the videos, Rosita had a handler walking. A lot of times when they're no longer in a parade or when they're not like actively in something, there's a handler to help them get to whatever the next place is, because they will get stopped incessantly at a real park, like that people actually go to, not Sesame Place. And the fact that girl, the handler, didn't say something like, oh, Rosita has to go, and just also let Rosita ignore that child, she would have got on that day too.
That's the first thing I thought of, Angel. The handler didn't help, and they are lucky that the black folks had some decorum and that Angel, Lakita Moore Tanksley, the actress, wasn't down to the Sesame Place that day.
Because if I'm telling you, if Mickey Mouse can wave, and when it comes to stuffed animals, or like those type of characters, I don't think he's like the cream of the crop. I don't think there's anybody above Mickey.
Mouse?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not
if Mickey, mouse can wave at the children, all of the children,
in 2 different parks.
2 different parks. He be everywhere at once. Sometimes 2 different places in one park.
That's true.
If he can wave, then I be danged if your little Z-list celebrity ASS ain't gonna wave at my child. Because listen, you better be glad we in this park or you wouldn't have got paid. You wouldn't have got.
Ain't gonna be no sunny days. You understand me? Ain't gonna be no sunny days if you don't wave at my baby. You
And there's
understand
so
me?
many, first of all, there's a lot of kids not watching Sesame Street nowadays because there's so many other options. So you need to be grateful. You need to be grateful that my children even know who you are, okay? Because we can watch Karma, honey. We can watch Gabby's Dollhouse. We can watch Coco Melon. We got options now.
You need to be watching. Y'all need what you need to do. You need to be watching 2 things. You need to be watching Tab Time for the children.
I bet you
need to be watching Gracie's Corner. Now get your children down. Y'all heard of Gracie's Corner?
What's going to be rapping?
Let me show y'all, boy. If y'all ain't heard of Gracie's Corner, listen. This is for Black people.
That's Gracie Corner.
I know they cartoon, so they ain't got a place yet. But let me show y'all just a hint of Gracie's Corner, because Gracie Corner is them Black folk. Hold that thought there right there.
We don't own it. Dad would wave.
Oh, she would hug every baby.
Yeah, she would.
Gracie's Corner. Hey, let's learn the sounds of the letters. This is the phonics song. Got us reading all day long. This is the phonics song. Phonics song. What sound does that letter make? Tell me. What sound does that letter make? Break it down, sound it out. Yeah, you heard. Put the sounds together, now we're reading words. A says apple. B says ball. C says cat. D says dog.
You get it.
Run that back.
You want to hear a little more, Josh?
Elephant. X says fish. G says girl. H says
Yeah.
Listen,
That's fire.
Gracie and them down at the corner, get them a little place.
I'm gonna learn a stroll to that.
Did you see that that stroll that the girl was dissing people on? Did you see that go viral?
No.
Dang. Hold on, Angel. Let me see if I can see.
A stroll. A lot of strolls diss people.
Yeah, but she connected the sign, Angel.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
I
her.
found it. Let me show it to you, Angel. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna show it to y'all. This is completely off topic, but since Angel said stroll,
Did that one?
for all of our Greeks,
Walk with that.
huh?
I would duck walk with that when she got to D, and then E for elephant. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Okay, let me show y'all this. Let me show this to Angel because she's a Delta, and I want to see if this girl gonna be in trouble.
I like my tea. Before my E, before my tea. Let's go. Oh, she's an SG row. Well. Yes, sir. When you go off. But she didn't connect at that time. You know what that was? She connected it the first time because she let us know her true desire.
Stop it.
Unmute yourself. She tried. She her true desire. She didn't
I didn't
connect it
even
the
know what was
second time.
happening at first. I was like, I just thought, I was like, it made me realize I don't know that much about Greek life.
I think it's their centennial. Happy centennial to the SG Rose. But she was showing her true desire. She practiced that in the mirror a couple of
I saw
times.
the connection.
Yeah. That's
So
what
why
happened.
you not supposed to connect people's signs? Why y'all get in trouble for
Well, you
that?
just don't. It's just like you would see, we kind of like a game. Just like you you wouldn't see a Crip throwing up no blood sign. But no, we have a lot, almost every organization has strolls that mimic in some form of fashion the other fraternities and sororities, and then you like break the sign or whatever. So but she, unfortunately, her execution wasn't even that fire. So, but you know what? She looked like she had a great time. They're at their nationals. So I hope, yes, they just had their centennial. So I hope she had a blast. Hope she had a good time, It's
I
awesome.
thought, listen, this is what this person said. This person said no shade, but I thought she was kind of offbeat. I thought that's why it was going viral. But I was like, listen, I don't know nothing about strolling, so I don't know if it's good or bad. I just be quiet when it comes to
excited. It's hard to do that all on your own. There was tons of people watching her. Listen, hey, I wish no ill against that woman.
That's
wish
very
no
nice of
ill.
you, Angel. All right, we are completely switching gears. Rosita, we're on to you. Okay. Now, Shan Booty is a YouTuber, OG YouTuber who's known for sex talk and things like that. She's the person who was interviewing Watch Jazzy when that clip went viral about caring for her man. She talked about vabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with this, Angel?
I heard about it from her.
Okay, cool. If y'all aren't familiar with vabbing, let me show y'all what it is, because it was Josh. You don't know, just you gonna find out right here shortly.
Did y'all have Shan on Love Hour?
Vaginal juices, your vaginal fluid as perfume to draw people in. The term pheromone is derived from the Greek words pherin, meaning to transfer, and hormone, meaning to excite. Thus, pheromones transfer excitement. Now, pheromones are chemical molecules released to trigger hormonal changes and elicit behavioral responses from others. And these signaling molecules are used in bodily fluids, and that is why you can use your vaginal fluids as a perfume to draw other people in. I did it today. Your natural scent is not disgusting. The natural scent of your vagina is not repulsive. It's not gross. And that is the BDE that we are using when we talk about using your vaginal copulins as perfume. That to be said, health professionals who have weighed in on this topic have said, I've actually been researching it and discussing it for the past decade, but I guess the first time I ever officially put it out there was in my new book, The Game of Desire, 5 Surprising Secrets to Getting What You Want, in which I worked with 6 women who were struggling to make the kinds of connections they were proud of, and I worked with them to turn their love luck around. Through that, what we did is a lot of different experiments. We tested out different ideas, and one of the things that we tested out was vabbing.
This is Shan Booty, friend of the Love Hour conference, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So hold on one second, Angel. The one thing that y'all didn't see in the screenshot, and then I want you to talk, Angel. The doctor, not Shan, the doctor said it's safe, even if you have an STI like chlamydia, you can still do the vabbing. All right, go ahead, Angel.
I thought it said don't.
No, that little screenshot said it's safe.
I remember reading it. I thought it said unless.
Okay, but now you probably already. Oh shoot! Well, let me check, because I don't want to give y'all. If y'all thinking about doing it, I don't want y'all to rub that chlamyd on your neck. They can't sell that with Savage Fenty. Let me see. She was talking fast, and that screenshot went by.
I know there was something that it said don't do.
Okay, let's just say that it said don't do. While you go ahead, I'm gonna watch it again. I thought the screenshot said, not the screenshot she wrote. I'm talking about the screenshot that Doctor
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I read it because I paused it and was like, "Now, what they say?"
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna go with you then. If that's what you thought.
But when you give your opinion, I'll go back and look as well, just in case I'm wrong. Because they did say something was okay, and then they said something else wasn't okay, and I don't remember. I might be getting confused. Anyways,
All right, I'm gonna pause it when it gets on here.
I told my husband about this, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, pheromones," and I was like, "And you take your coochie juice and you put it right here, right here, right here." He said it's fine depending on whose coochie it is.
That's what I was about to say. What if it's a spicy day and you're like, oh, I'm about to step out to dinner. I can't go home and shower. Hold on, I got this. I don't think that's the play.
My husband's like, I love the smell of cooch. So yes, I would be like, wear it. He was like, but there's certain people I don't want to smell what they smell like. I don't want to ever know. I don't want to at all. I don't want to know.
Woo! All right, hold on. I had it. I paused it, and then when I came back, it was gone.
You talk and I'll look.
All right, give me 1 second. No, it's coming up, Angel. I got it. Hold on. Just y'all talk amongst yourselves real quick. It's coming
I
up.
don't know if I would be willing to try that. I don't like me that much.
You got to love yourself, Angel. That's the problem with the Western society women.
I love myself. I just don't know if I actually am very happy when I don't smell myself at all. That's when I'm at my happiest.
Here's what it says. Dr. Felice Gersh says vabbing is almost certainly safe, even if you have an STI like chlamydia and you put secretions behind your ear. But as a courtesy, if you do have an infection of any kind, you may not want anyone licking those areas.
That's what it was.
And if you have bacterial vaginosis, you may get the opposite intended effect if you vab.
Yeah, because bacterial vaginosis, that's when your coochie be roaring instead of purring. It'd be like rah rah rah. The smell do instead of. That's how you want to smell. You want to smell like. I don't think. Yeah. I don't think that's something that I would want to experiment with per se. Marcus bought me some Coco Chanel perfume. I prefer to smell like that than to smell like
Coochie Chanel perfume.
Yeah, I don't want coochie for that. I don't want it. I don't want coochie. The gel. No, I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want it. Like I honestly I do believe there's a such thing as pheromones. I literally just talked about it on me and Marcus's podcast. Well, we didn't call it pheromones, but his body scent drives me dang near insane. Like I love the way his natural body smells.
Musk.
It doesn't have, I mean, I guess it's called
musk.
Yeah, musk. Yes.
Yeah, they're like
like I literally will I like to take in his smell.
Well, tell Marcus to put his hand right in the little ball thing.
Not in the pocket, Kev.
In the little pocket and rub some ball sweat on there. So you be like, ooh, is that balls? Whatever. Is that the little side pocket?
I don't think that's the musk.
Oh, man, that's where listen, I ain't know this until I got a dog. If you got a dog and you put your drawers on the ground after a long day, your dog will be like, ooh, you had yourself a day. Let me get in here and sniff. It ain't much. We all animals at the end of the day.
That's my Yorkie used to love my crusty drawers.
Listen, Monty is no respecter of person. You be in there pooping, he'll come down there. Woo! Let me smell them draw, Kev. Liz. Oh, roof.
I just no. So
let me tell you what.
Go ahead.
As for me and my nose, world, listen, let me, if y'all can see behind me, this is just a teens of Melissa's stuff. To my left is another teens. And that's just what Melissa's overflow. To my right, she's got her little tester bottles. And then, oh my God. Okay, this is that's 4 things of perfume in here. And this is just her switch outs. In her actual bathroom, she has what she's working with on the weekly.
Oh.
She does great. She smells amazing. The animalistic nature of man. Ain't no Fenty by Beauty better than straight booty.
Beauty.
Okay? Why have Fenty by Beauty when you can have Coochie by Booty? Get me the nether. I will come from Dallas, Texas. Melissa, I will. You remember Monterey Jack on Rescue Rangers when he used to smell cheese?
Yeah.
Cheese. I'm gonna show y'all young folks. I don't know if y'all remember Monterey Jack when they used to always get them in trouble when he was smelling the cheese. All right, hold on. Let me show y'all Monterey Jack.
Cheese.
When you smelled that cheese, it was over for the kids. Let me get this going. This is the one thing I like about StreamYard, Josh. I ain't gonna hold you. This is the energy of us in person is the best, but the ability to pull up videos and everybody can see them. All right, where's Monterey Jack smelling the cheese? All right, here he goes. He about to get mesmerized. Oh, is that Coochie by Beauty? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, Monterey Jack. I can't stop. I got to go see about that thing. Oh yeah, I got to go. He can't be stopped.
He can't be.
That's that vabbing. That's Coochie ain't number cheese for mouths. The same way Monterey Jack. He can't stop.
No cheese stank though.
Not all cheese.
Yeah, dude.
Reese smell good. See, and he couldn't stop until he ate it, which is very similar to that.
Yeah, but I was surprised when Marcus was like, I mean, that makes sense. He was like, no, that's the same thing he says about camel toes. He's like, camel toes ain't bad. It depends on who the camel is. Who's the camel?
Listen, back in the medieval times, everybody didn't have access to creams and lotions and milk baths. Okay, everybody wasn't Cersei Lannister. Some of them girls who worked out on the farm, all they had is vabbing. They said, "Hey man, I got to get this man. He been out here. Everybody's musty. Put that thing on his. He gonna eat you out on the neck."
Y'all been on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, right?
Which one is that at?
The one where you're in a boat.
Yeah,
at Disneyland. Okay,
yes.
I was literally thinking about just everybody was just out there musty. There weren't showers, so I was literally having this thought. This was Dior cologne. Like they didn't know any different. This is like, oh, that's what you on. That's
what you on. If everybody's musty, the clean person stinks. If you wash yourself with soap, you're the one that smells weird. Them people out there ain't had a shower in their life.
I wouldn't have been able to make it. I would have died. I would have died.
No, Angel, you wouldn't have died. You wouldn't have known.
You would have known better, Angel.
No, I would have.
You know, it's funny. So Europeans were musty until the Moors, the black people had to teach Europeans how to wash. They was like, all right, listen, y'all cannot be over here like that. And I don't know about y'all. I ain't gonna say the whole country. I am gonna say I've been to Europe a few times. In certain elevators, especially in France, certain men of certain hue, they get in that elevator, they get on with you, they leave, and they still be on with you. It'd be like, whoo! It'd be like Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey don't wear no deodorant. He's
listen, that's the thing. That ain't never been their forte, hygiene of anything. And I'm not talking about that's a running joke about British people in their teeth too. And probably the reason why black people, we've had great hygiene for a long time is because we lived in warm climates. And so we don't be wearing all them clothes. So our odor escapes us. We can smell, right? It's not the end of the day when you take it all off and then, it's a ghost basically coming out. So we probably were like early on, like, you know what? Let's go by this river. Let's just set our nuts in there and let the river. Yeah, let the river rush past.
Hey, come on by this river real quick. I wanted to show you this thing that's crazy. Get in here.
Yes, I think that's what it had to be, and we be knowing how to make stuff out of anything. There was somebody who probably saw a nut and was like, this will make soap. and made some black soap. Like, you know what I'm
always
saying?
think about that. I think about that probably more than you should. It took somebody somebody had to look at, I think about this as peanut butter and jelly specifically. Who saw peanut butter or jelly and said, you know what? I'm going to try this.
This is how I know people have just been doing drugs for a long time, though.
Bro, Chris Rock has a joke about that. He said, even if you took all the drugs away, people would make drugs. He said, you have some gasoline and a lima bean in a baby bottle, and people will be getting high with that.
Listen, that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a new drug that doesn't harm people. That's what I
was
want to
thinking
do.
about that in fruit. Like, who are the guinea pigs that were like, okay, let's try. Oh, he died. We can't eat that one.
Right.
That's exactly right.
It's
How they did
crazy.
the mushroom.
Right. They just have to watch. But if I create that drug, I'm gonna be excited. Something that don't harm you though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very addictive. As soon as I figure it out.
Sometimes I'm on the internet. This vabbing thing was one of those days. I'd be like, I'm about to be 40. I mean, I'm just turned 39, but I'm gonna be 40 soon. I probably could have went the rest of my days never hearing about this subject, and I'd be okay with it. If I never heard about vabbing, I wouldn't be like, and on my deathbed, I'd be like, I wanted people to wipe their coochie on their neck.
I think it's great. I think it's great to know, especially if it's effective. Now, I don't know if it is, but if it's actually effective and that's like something that a woman can do to like attract desire, go ahead and get between them.
I think it probably is effective, Angel. I think because we are animals by nature, that natural desire, the same way you desire a sexual partner, your body, your meat just sees something and be like, oh, I'm finna be hard. That's your body you don't have to think about it. That's why middle school was very tough on young men. There were so many times I just carried a trapper keeper on my person at all times because it was just some long days. My body was doing whatever it wanted. It had no regard for where I was. Church pants were jeans. There's nothing worse than being at an altar with a hard peen where you're trying to repent for looking at a Maxim magazine. We're just going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, moving on. This topic was on our list for a minute. Well, actually, let's since we're talking about sex, we might as well stay here because this topic was similar. You won't hear this segment on the Sirius Radio show.
Oh, yes.
New York Post reports that this woman says, God, there's too many ads. Oh, leave me alone and get off of it.
Get off of it.
All right, here we go. New York Post article says, I bought my husband a sex doll that looks just like me. Now we have threesomes. The threesome is with her. Get off here, ad. With her and a sex doll that looks like a version of her. Okay. The article says, there were three in the bed, and this couple never looked back. A wife struggling with her husband's high libido has bought a lookalike sex doll in order to take the pressure off if she's not in the mood. Char Gray, 23, splashed out $1,800 on the racy replica for her sexed up spouse, Callum, 28, only to discover that she also developed feelings for the dirty doll named D. D is not just a doll, Char told Southwest News Service. We're really attached to her. She's helped strengthen our relationship and set our sex lives on fire. With Callum constantly in the mood for sex, Char says she was struggling to keep up. The horny husband had also proposed the idea of a threesome, but Char was reluctant to bring another woman into the bedroom. Instead, Char thought it made sense to buy a doll to participate in pretend threesomes and for Callum to use as a plaything when she's not feeling up for sex. So there's a picture of the doll who also looks like she's not into the man as well. She's just like she's not interested in him either. Here's the two of them side by side in the same dress.
Replica, she said? Like
replica.
Hilarious. She doesn't know what that word means.
Yeah, I would argue the doll a little bit cuter than her. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, hey man. Angel and Josh always get on me, so I'm just going, just go.
First of all, that's not the only thing they be in there having sex with. Did you see that hammock of stuffed animals?
Nah, let me go back to
the corner.
Hammock of stuffed animals?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see
You
that.
know, that penguin had been rammed and pegged a couple of times.
Hold on, look at the artwork on the wall.
Oh, I noticed that too. The booties.
Oh,
the
hey,
balls.
y'all not paying attention to what y'all post. Y'all paying attention to other stuff.
Oh, I paid attention to the whole thing.
You got to understand the bigger picture because you got to understand the personality, Kev.
Come on. Listen, I had told Marcus, I was like, you know, the only way we could ever have a threesome is if it was another version of myself. And then I was like, but then if you started liking the other version of myself, then I'm gonna have to fight the both of y'all and I'm gonna have to kill me. Because I'd be damned if you like anybody more than you like me, even if it's me.
Even if it's you.
Even if it's me. Can't even. We're not doing it. So this thing, first of all, you know they have OnlyFans.
These people?
Is it really?
They make about $80,000 a month. They've brought the doll on the OnlyFans.
$80,000 a month?
Yeah, they make.
That's how they bought the doll. Then
they don't put the doll in a cupboard. She has her own little room.
The doll has a room?
Yeah, they said they put her away, not away, but she has her own space. It's not a cupboard because they have an emotional connection to her.
Wow.
Does the doll talk?
The doll don't do. Look at that doll. If that doll,
what are you all gonna say, Kevin?
I like it in the butt.
Yeah,
they are definitely. Why are those stuffed animals there unless
that penguin got it in the webbing?
They be getting it. I'm sorry, ain't no way. Ain't no. What happened?
$80,000 for doll sex?
Well, and they don't always have the doll on their OnlyFans. So I don't know what else they're doing on their OnlyFans. They only bring the doll on there every now and again.
You said $80,000 a month?
That's what I said, Kevin.
So it's like a guest star when it's there.
Yes, it's like
not quite a series regular.
Hold on, that's very funny, Joshua. $80,000 a month. It's $960,000 a year.
I believe
it.
They're almost clearing $1 million before taxes.
I mean, OnlyFans probably takes 1%, but even with that, they're still taking over $500,000 a year.
And they probably just started peaking at that number. Once they introduced the doll, they probably just started getting whatever the doll's name is. D. The doll has a name. The doll's name is D.
Listen, back to what Angel initially said. I remember one time, this was at our old house. I was asleep, having a dream. And apparently I laughed in my dream. Okay, I woke up the next day. My wife's story was Kevin is having a good dream. He's laughing. Who he in there laughing with, right? I'm not joking. So when I woke up, I saw that. I was like, oh, I was laughing in my dream. And she was like, yeah, who was you laughing at? Who was you laughing at? And I was like, oh, actually, I was having a dream about you, which was true. We were on vacation. We were doing something fun. We were water skiing, jet skiing, something like that. And we were having a great time. That's who I was laughing at or laughing with. And she was like, oh. So you having a good time with dream me while real me is in this bed and you sleep, but you want to go to sleep and you having a good time with dream me? Oh, real me. You can't laugh with real me, but dream me. Dream me. You gallivanting. You had big fun down in Baltimore. You was on jet skis. We ain't gonna at that point. We ain't ever been on jet skis. We ain't been on no jet ski, and now you riding jet skis. And that's the energy Angel's on. I think most people in couples who have the partner who have the high libido would love to just say, go over there and smash D and hush because I had a long day. But the problem is when you want to smash and he like, oh, I just tore D down. Let me tell you what, me and D was down there in the basement. We was doing some things. You go ahead and go to bed. That's when it's a problem. It ain't a problem when you don't want to have sex. It's a problem when you do want to have sex.
No, it's a problem all the time. It's a problem all the time for me. For Marcus's libido to be higher than mine, I don't want him to go find relief in someone else other than himself.
Why is himself okay? To me, it seems more of a testament to you that if he had himself as an option, he chose Robot Angel.
Nope. No, his hand should be enough, in my opinion.
This is now. Listen, LD done brought up a good point. You could vab on the doll, and then it is basically a sentient version of you.
No, that doll's gonna vab. It's gonna be Elmer's glue, smeared and crusted on her neck. No.
Listen, that doll never gonna go on. That doll is never gonna be on her period. Never gonna be tired.
Never going to talk. Did you see how low and lopsided her titties were too? I said she should have spent she should have spent $2,500.
That's
She should have spent. Well, I could tell the doll where to get a breast done or something because them titties.
Hold on. Listen, Angel. Low key, quiet as kept. Boobs do not be even. Titties do not be equally sized a lot. They don't be the same size.
No,
That's
they're
realistic,
not,
if you ask me.
they're not twins. They're sisters. That's what breasts are.
That's true. That's realistic. She got one big, one low, one high.
Scroll up, push up one more. Look at the picture underneath this one. No, the other way. Look at that. Look at how that titty. Look how that titty just setting. She got lower back. She got lower back problems. Look at her. She's dead inside. Look at those eyes. Those are the eyes.
For a reduction.
First of all, why would they get a doll who looks like it hasn't been to sleep? Look at how red it is around her eyes.
My thing is
coked up. That dog's
the post-sex clarity and having to clean this thing.
That's the part.
See now, Josh. Now listen, I don't even want to load the dishwasher. The cleanup after self-sex, it's much more clear than actual sex. Right? When you have actual sex, you know the result goes somewhere inside, around. It's not the same. When it's just you got 20/20 vision. Even if you had no eyes before and were blind, when you're done, you just like, oh man, I gotta clean all this up.
To clean it up out of her, what are you using? A plunger? Like, what is it getting to evacuate? Do you Heimlich her and it shoots out?
Angel.
I don't know. I don't want it.
Listen, I think the internet was great for a lot of things. One thing I don't think it was great for, we should not have access to everybody's lives and thoughts at the click of a thumb. Sometimes you used to have to go to the barbershop to hear somebody talking stupid. You'd be like, man, people really are dumb. Or you see a TV show. Now, because of the internet, we are privy to dumb thoughts every day, all day. It's too much.
Yeah. I just, oh God, no.
Woo! Well,
No.
I want to say one more thing before we go. I upset some people on my Instagram.
Oh, what
it's
you
okay.
do?
I leaned in this time. Don't you worry.
I stood with Baba Voss.
You still with Baba Voss?
Who was it? What did I miss, Kevin?
I'll show you, Angel. I'm gonna show you. You've been busy. You was out of town.
Yeah.
This little clip. Let's just say not everybody loved it. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you, Angel.
Show it to me, Kevin.
I'm gonna show
What are you trying to figure out?
this one right here.
No, really. Oh, I thought that was hilarious.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Oh God.
All right. So let's just say that didn't tickle everybody's fancy.
How could it?
I had some church folks in my DMs. I had some people
What were
commenting.
they saying?
Oh, this is blasphemy. Be careful, Kev. You don't cross the line.
How's it blasphemy? How's it blasphemy?
Because it was like you took communion and you made it seem like Coochie. I didn't do anything. The clip already exists. The funny thing is I got that clip from a meme page for Jesus, and their thing was when you get the first bite of Chick-fil-A. But my mind was like, All right, but what makes me say, "Oh Jesus, oh God," is that first hit of that vabbing. Once I get to the once you vabbing at the source, no, we talking about vabbing at the source. This ain't on the neck vabbing. This is like spring water at that.
This is O taste and see vabbing.
That's in the Bible. O taste and see.
This is the vab of milk and honey.
That's pure uncut raw. That's coke, pure white cocaine from Colombia. That's right there. That's from Pablo Escobar's house.
I think the man's video, the man who did it, what's that man's name? What's that old white man's name? Kenneth Copeland. He is sacrilegious. He is blasphemous.
He's been in hot water for a long time.
First of all, that microphone was inside of his neck.
He went.
I should not hear.
It was ASMR.
It was.
I heard it go down his throat.
Jesus.
That's what that was. That's what that was.
Listen, and when I posted it, I was like, Kev, you wild for this one, boy. Like, I knew. The thing is, God knows my heart. God made me this way. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying I didn't think the thought. The thought of so as me. I didn't think the thought. The thought itself. I just made the little meme and posted it. And I knew people would get upset. And you know, I gotta sometimes. The last time I did this, the last time I made people upset, I didn't even do anything. It's when me and Melissa and Mel and Greg for Father's Day, we went to that restaurant. That lady was blowing fire in a bathing suit. And people were like, "Why are you Christian?" I was like, "We didn't even know we were doing this." And then I deleted it because they got on my nerves. And Angel was like, "Kev, you should have kept it in there." So I was like, you know, when I posted that and people got upset, people were texting me and stuff. I said, I haven't upset people in a while. I think sometimes I just need to upset people and let them know you don't have to like it. They was like, delete this. No.
No.
And one thing that's a blessing is, go ahead. Go ahead. One thing that's a blessing is.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna talk.
All right, this is the last.
Kev, the post that I thought you were talking. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You can't really get me in trouble unless my audience doesn't rock with it. Unless the stage crew is upset, you can't go to my pastor and be like, sit him down. You can't go to my job. You just have to be up. There's nothing to do. You can't block me from coming here. The pastor that they did it, they was of a certain hue, and some black people, I ain't gonna hold you, but they couldn't stop me from doing it. Maybe they don't invite me to their church. That's possible. But the thing is, man, people be mad at everything. Don't worry. Tomorrow, there'll be another video. But go ahead, Angel.
Ain't nobody ever taken communion and acted that way.
Never.
So let's start there. That's where I'll be like, let's start there, because he's making a mockery.
He made it weird.
Even at the first time communion ever happened, when Jesus was like, take this is my body, do this and remember. The disciples were not in there like, hold on, this is my blood. They weren't, oh yeah, Jesus, you taste so good. At the first one, they didn't even do it. So you can't tell me that whatever Welch's, Welch's is the best communion juice.
Communion is not getting that reaction unless it's a Bowberry biscuit from Bojangles.
Oh my God.
And that's the first thing you eat that day.
I used to have a joke. I wish communion. I was like, my God is focaccia bread. That is what we should be having.
I had a communion joke too. I said it should be King's Hawaiian. Jesus is the King of Kings.
Oh, that's even better.
That's the bread. But here's the thing, Angel, that's actually a fantastic point. The problem is people don't know the church kid. The worst church kid is the church kid like me, like Angel, the ones who've been to church too many times, because we are the worst, because we have seen it. When you've seen it all, it makes it hard to be serious when you done seen so many crazy things. And we took us to church 6 times a week for the first 10, 15, 18 years of our life. I missed 3 Sundays in the first 28 years of my life. 3 Sundays in the first. I didn't start missing church regularly until I started touring on Sunday. Y'all sat us up in there. You didn't let us have no children's church. You didn't. You sat up in there on revival during the school night. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2:00 in the morning. I had to be up at school. We seen it all. That's why everything's funny, because I done seen people shouting and flip over their bloomers been on there. I done seen so many people. It's hard to be serious when you done seen too much. If I only went to a little bit of church, I'd be like, oh my gosh, blessed.
And this is why church is going to be so good.
Bro, church kids, we sat in the back of the pew because we had to be there first. We left last. So we saw everything. Y'all ain't been in church from 7 a.m. to 9 we didn't even barely go home most Sunday. We had Sunday school, church, 3:30
all day. It's a full-time job, overtime.
Then regular service. We was in church 10 hours on Sunday, then came right back on Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday choir rehearsal and Saturday, and then right back on Sunday, and didn't even know that's not how the rest of the world was living. Forgive me if it's funny. Angel, you make a good point. It's because I've been to so many communions where nobody said,
oh, Jesus.
When I first started taking communion, they still gave children real wine. Real wine.
That was that $2 Chuck. That was nothing from Napa.
Before the church switched over, when I was in El Paso, they gave us, we wanted to get
the small town.
Know some bad things about God. My cousin was bad. He took communion. His uncle died. They told him his uncle died because he took communion.
Yes.
That's what's wrong with church kids. You ever tease somebody because they didn't get the Holy Ghost? Better hope the rapture don't come, because you ain't gonna make it. That's worse than this.
That's trauma.
We are the bane of church. You think this is bad? I was born in the church darkness. By the time I saw this meme, I was already this is nothing compared to what I did when I was 10, 15. You don't even know. We're just getting started.
Just getting started.
These are the kids who had sex at church. They're heathens. We was at church so much, my cousin went in the Sunday school room during revival and had sex and came back and went to the altar. This is who you're dealing with, who has Instagram now.
We got the Instagram. We're like, this is what happened, guys. Yeah, so no, there ain't no way. If I would have been in his church when that happened, I'd be like, nigga, that's nasty. Like, there's no way.
And Kenneth Copeland always doing some weird stuff. He was trying to blow on COVID. I'm going to be making the videos. You could be upset. You'll be all right. It'll be something to be upset about tomorrow.
Something to be upset about mañana.
It's
like manna. It's always fresh every morning. You ain't got to hold on to this.
Don't
Come
you
out
worry.
in the morning and get some more frustration. Get some more.
That morning was this morning. The Sesame Street. He had sex. It wasn't in the actual church building. We had a Sunday school room. It was a house behind the church, and it was often used for sex. So he was in there vabbing. He came out, and then he went to the altar. But he had sex smell on him. He had vab on him. I'm telling you, that was at church. Forget the conventions and council where churches were in hotels and the rooms were upstairs. There was all type of sex. We went to that council and convention to have sex, not for the Lord.
Terrible. Y'all weren't saved.
So we weren't. We just had to go. There's a difference. That's what happens when you just have to go. We didn't have a choice. God was forced. Jesus was forced on us.
Yes. That's
having to go fire and brimstone. Wasn't no social media. We couldn't stay home. None of that stuff. We was going to be up in there.
Yeah. Where else would you be?
Where else would we be? All right. I'm pretty much out of voice because we done did the audio book for 2 days. Let me tell y'all what. We had wrote this book last year. What month is this? July? Okay, we wrote this book last year. And we just recorded the audio book yesterday and today. Y'all are going to want to listen to this book. There's a story I tell in there that you just probably want to have to. It's like the difference between listening to this podcast and then some days you got to see. Like the day Angel did the jump thing, even if you're an audio listener, you got to be like, I got to go to the video for this one. I'm saying the book's going to be a great read, but there's a certain experience that you're going to get on the audiobook. I often buy the book version and the audiobook versions of stuff like Tab's book. I bought to have in my hand, okay? But I actually listened to it because it's much easier for me to listen to books than it is to read them. On the way to Germany, actually, when we were flying to Egypt and Germany, that's when I listened to her book, and it was just great. So listen to the book. You're gonna have a good time. Buy it. The tour dates are coming soon. Actually, we have a meeting tomorrow. I meant to say this. We have a meeting tomorrow about the tour dates. I'm telling you now, the tour dates, before they are public, they will be just like my tour last year. The dates, each city will be released in the Patreon first. They will have first dibs on them tour dates. This is the only tour I'm doing this year. We should finalize the dates. They should be finalized tomorrow. I think for sure. I know the for sure cities that we asked for were a
Can you say these?
Yeah, I'm just saying what we asked for. I don't know if they're.
Okay.
I'll find out tomorrow what they are. LA was on there, but we asked for LA to be taken off because the Bay Area is much better. We got large stage crew contingency in the Bay Area. It's gonna be Dallas or Houston. Probably gonna be Houston. It's gonna be Chicago, Atlanta. We're pushing for Nashville. New York is for sure. We're pushing for Charlotte. And then it'll either be Washington, D.C. or Baltimore, Maryland. But all these dates are going to be released in the Patreon first. They'll have probably a week or so to get their tickets before the rest of the world has a chance to get their tickets. And then once the Patreon has had all that, then they'll be announced. Okay.
Is this a consecutive period of travel?
Probably. I'm not sure, but it's looking like it'll be like 6 or 7 days over 10 or 12 days. 6 or 7 dates over 10 or 12 days.
Okay. If I could get those tentative dates, that'd be.
Yeah. It's gonna be, I want to say the week. I don't know. I'll know tomorrow. I'll tell you when we know.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I haven't been out to see the stage crew. It was like before New Orleans. That was when I saw people. So that'll be great. I'm excited to see the stage crew. I'm not touring this year, like stand-up wise, so I ain't been able to see nobody. So it'll be great. So we couldn't do Dallas and Houston. They're just too close to each other. And the publisher's paying for it. So, Melissa and I actually said, listen, we'll pay for a couple cities because North Carolina was not on there. We'll pay to get ourselves to North Carolina and Philly.
You said Atlanta?
Atlanta's on there. Yeah, Atlanta always gonna be on there. If I only go to 3 cities, Atlanta gonna be one. If I only go to 2, Atlanta gonna be one of the 2. If I only go to 1, it's probably gonna be Atlanta.
In Chattanooga.
In Chattanooga. All right, bonus episode will be happening on Saturday. Not sure the time yet, but it will be on Saturday because our good friend Angel the Tanksley is working on Friday. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you in the comments.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage. And that chick Angel.